Hey everyone! Today's video is going to be a little bit different because, as you can tell, I'm doing a voiceover, which I don't do very often. It's a bit out of my comfort zone, but I figured, why not? I'm going to switch things up for this video, and so I thought I'd walk you through my workout. So, let me just be honest with you all. I didn't get the best sleep last night. You know those nights where you just can't seem to fall asleep no matter what? That was me, tossing and turning, staring at the ceiling. I woke up feeling like I could just skip the gym today, and honestly, I almost did. But I've been trying to stay true to this promise I made to myself, to show up for my workouts even on days when it feels very hard. I think that's something we can all relate to, right? Those days where you debate whether to just roll over and sleep a little longer, or maybe come up with a reason to put it off. Let me know in the comments if you've ever been there. If you haven't, I need to know your secret because I'm definitely still figuring out how to stay committed 24/7. There are days where motivation feels impossible, and honestly, that's normal. And that's something I've had to come to terms with. You're not always going to feel 100%, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't still show up for yourself. So yeah, I went to the gym. But as you'll see in these clips, I wasn't exactly on today. Looking back, I didn't even notice how out of it I was until now. Rewatching this footage, I messed up the warm-up, completely forgot to do the Romanian kettlebell swings. I was supposed to count down from 8 to 1, but I ended up doing my own thing. And honestly, I think my brain was just telling me at that time, take your time, just get through it. And that's basically what I did. But here's the thing, I'm glad I showed up. Even though I wasn't feeling my best, just getting in the gym and doing something is better than not doing anything at all. And I know I'm not the only one who struggles with this. Some days it's just about getting your body moving, even if it's not your best performance, because consistency is what really matters in the long run, right? Especially when it comes to, losing weight and trying to be fit. Consistency is key. I've been through so many ebbs and flows of consistently going into the gym and then taking weeks, months long breaks and then coming back to it. And what at least I found has worked and is currently working is being consistent, still showing up even if I'm not fully feeling like it. Speaking of consistency, I've fallen off and come back to CrossFit more times than I can count on my fingers. And if I'm being real with you, it's really frustrating. I've been telling myself for the past 2 years now that I'm going to hit a certain body fat percentage, and I still haven't gotten there. And I'm not gonna lie, part of that is on me, being inconsistent, letting life getting in the way, and making whatever excuse I can think of at the time. And it's not that I don't want it badly enough, or maybe it is, I don't know. But we all know life does have a funny way of throwing curveballs when you're trying to stay on track. But I'm actually done. I refuse to carry this inconsistency into 2025. That's my new mindset. I'm drawing a line and saying enough is enough. I'm done letting myself down, and I'm done making promises to myself that I don't follow through on. I've been focusing on this goal for 2 years, and I want 2024 to be the year I finally make it happen. I recently did a full body composition scan at my gym. It was the InBody test. Well, it was the InBody device that also comes with the test. Either way, if you've ever done one of those, it gives you some serious insight into what's really going on with your body, way beyond just the number on the scale. I think that it's similar to the DEXA scan as well, DEXA. I know there are some mixed reviews on, how accurate it is, but I think for a beginner like myself, it's helpful to at least get some understanding of what's going on inside your body. My visceral fat level, let me tell you, do not sleep on visceral fat level. That was such a wake-up call. Seeing that number, I'm not gonna lie, it really did scare me. And it really is scary when you realize that what's going on in your body might not necessarily match what you see in the mirror every day. And that brings me to a point I've been thinking a lot about, actually. I want to make it clear that my focus isn't just on losing weight. I'm not trying to hit some magic number on the scale. That kind of thinking has never really worked for me. Instead, I'm focusing on my body composition. I care more about building muscle, lowering my body fat percentage, and improving my visceral fat levels. Because at the end of the day, it's not about the number on the scale. It's about how healthy and strong your body is. It's about how you're feeling. Of course, the scale will move as I continue on this journey, but I've learned that chasing a certain weight just doesn't make sense for me anymore. I want to be in a body that feels balanced and strong. That's my ultimate goal. And honestly, I think that's something more people should focus on instead of getting hung up on what the scale says. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. Would you be interested in a video where I dive deeper into this topic? I have so many thoughts on how people view weight loss and how they set their goals. Naturally, we often set ourselves up for disappointment by focusing on unrealistic or superficial targets instead of aiming for a healthier, more balanced body. And I don't even knock people down because I used to think that way. Sometimes that thought does creep in. And it's because of what we consume, right? I think ever since we were younger, what we see through media, back in the day when you used to read magazines, right? The ideal body type that was shown wasn't necessarily focused on, how much muscle mass they had in comparison to like their body fat. It wasn't talking about their water levels. It was, this person weighs this amount, look at how skinny this person is. And that's very unhealthy. And it does take some time to sort of stop thinking that way. If you'd like me to make a video on that, let me know, because it's definitely something I love to talk about more. But back to the workout. Even though I wasn't fully in it, I'm still glad I showed up. I think the big takeaway here is that you don't always have to give 100%. Some days just getting yourself to the gym is enough. Even if you're feeling tired or unmotivated, just showing up and putting in some effort is still a win. And that's what I'm really focusing on, building the habit of consistency. I've realized that when I fall off track, it's usually because I'm expecting perfection from myself. And when I don't hit that, I do get really discouraged. So if you're struggling with consistency, just remember that it's okay to have off days. It's okay to not be perfect. What matters is that you keep going. You don't have to hit every goal right away. It's about making small, steady progress over time. That's why I'm focusing on consistency for the rest of the year. I don't want to let another year slip by without reaching the goals I've set for myself. And I know it won't be easy, but this time I'm really committed to showing up even on the hard days, even when I'm tired and even when my mind is telling me to quit, because I owe it to myself. And I know that you also owe it to yourself. And remember, you're not actually alone in this. There's so many people who think this way, but still show up. Like this class right now that you're watching, this is a 5 a.m. CrossFit class. And I'm trying to remember how many people, I think it was like 7 or 8 of us that still showed up. And we call ourselves a 5 a.m. crew because we're the ones who tend to come at this time, but it's not easy. And every time we come in, we're complaining we're tired, that we probably should have slept in, but we're all very happy to be here, and because we recognize how hard it is to get here, especially at this time. So you're not alone. There are people who also are struggling with consistency, but we all decided to show up. So don't forget that. So to wrap this up, I hope this video gives you a little reminder to keep showing up for yourself, even when it's tough. You don't have to be perfect. Just keep pushing, keep striving for progress, and remember that every little bit counts. I'm in this journey with you, and we've got this. We're locked in. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and don't forget, show up for yourself because you're worth the effort. All right? See you in the next video. Bye.